Okay, so this is the reflections and translations practice. So let's start with number one. So you have what looks like a triangle, and mine's got to look a little different from yours because I have a much larger field of view. But it looks like it's located here, here, here. So yeah, mine is definitely going to look much smaller than yours just because, again, I have a much larger field of view. And oh my God, that looks pretty bad. Let me try to make the lines a little straighter. Okay, so you've got this triangle here, and you're being told to translate this, aka move it 3 right, 2 up. So we're going to do 3 to the right and 2 up. So we're going to do this to every single dot. And again, there are essentially 3 dots in this triangle. So we're going to move every single dot here. So it's 3 to the right and 2 up. So the first one is going to be 3 to the right and 2 up. So 3 right, 2 up. It's going to move right here, right down where the 0 is, the middle. That's the end point. The H is going to move, and yeah, they label this, and that actually makes it a little easier. So because that's N, that's H, and that's K. So the N moves to that position. The H is going to be 3 to the right, 2 up is going to be right here, and then the K is going to move right over here. So your new triangle should be right around here if everything worked out. And that looks to be, yeah, that looks good. So that's number one right there. I moved it 3 to the right, 2 up. All right, let me go ahead and set it up for the next one. All right, for number 2, you have an object that looks like, let's see here. So you've got a dot here, one here, and then one that's here, right? So you have J, T, D. So you've got the triangle that looks like this. I think I got that right. And you're going to go 2 left, 2 down. So you're going to go 2 left and 2 down. So let's move every single point. So moving point T, 2 left, 2 down is right here. Moving J, 2 left, 2 down is here. And moving D, that's going to be 2 left, 2 down is right here. So now just connect your dots. And congratulations, that should be your new triangle. So pause that if you need to. And we're going to move into number 3 here. Let me recreate the grid. All right, the next one, number 3. You have another triangle that is at, let's see, there have a Q is here. Then you have T, which is here. And E is here. Again, I do apologize. These look a lot smaller for me than they do for you, but my grid is much larger, so that's why. All right, and here we're going to go 4 right, 3 up. So 4 right and 3 up. So point Q is going to go 4 right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 up, 1, 2, 3 right over here. T is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 right, and then 3 up right over here. And E, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 up right in here. So those are your 3 points translated, and then you just connect them, and there you go. 4 right, 3 up. That's your new location for that triangle. Okay, so that is number 3. Pause that if you need to. All right, let me redo the grid lines. Okay, number 4, you have this particular 4-sided object. So you have point P being up here. So that's point P. Then you have point T here. Point T, then you have point G here, point G, and then point K right below it. Let's make the object. Boom. Ooh, I think I got point T incorrectly. It's too far away. Point T is actually right here. Okay, so this is the object that you have, and we're asked to move it 2 right, 3 down. So 2 to the right and 3 down. So let's move that. So point P, 2 right, 3 down is going to be right here. Point T, 2 right, 3 down is going to be right here. Point G, 2 right, 3 down is going to be right here. And K is just below it. So connect your dots. Oh my God, I'm going to redo that. That looked horrible. Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, it's better. All right, there you go. That's what your translated object 2 to the right, 3 down should look like. So that's number 4. Let's move to number 5. Pause this if you need to. So I'll erase this one. All right, let me redo the grid lines. Oof, that's going to look worse every single time. Okay, so number 5, you have right here is point T, then here is point J, and then what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here is point L, so we have a triangle here. That looks like this, and we're asked to translate this 4 to the left and 3 up. All right, so point T, let's start with that one. 4 to the left and 3 up is going to be right here. Point J, 4 to the left and 3 up is going to be right here. And L, 4 to the left and 3 up is going to be right here. So recreate your object based on the points. And boom, there you go. That's what it should look like once it's translated 4 to the left and 3 up. So that's number 5. Pause that if you need to. We're going to move on to number 6. Let me recreate the grid lines. All right. So for 6, you have, let's see where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here is point S. Then 4 away from that is point Q. Yours is like right at the top, but obviously my grid line is way bigger, so mine isn't. And that's point P. Let's connect them. So they're asking you to translate this 3 to the right and 5 down. So let's do that. Let's start with point S. 3 to the right and 5 down is going to be right here at the x-axis. Point Q, 3 to the right and 5 down is going to be right here. And point P, 3 to the right and 5 down is going to be right here. So just go ahead and draw out your triangle, and that's it. You have translated this triangle, the QSP or PQS, whatever, 3 to the right and 5 down. All right, that's the last of the translation ones. Now we're going to be moving to the back here. Pause this if you need to for number 7. Let me erase all this and set us up for success. Recreate those grid lines. Okay, all right, for number 7, these are a little different. Here we are going to be reflecting. So let's see here. You have point U here. You have point E here. And then you have point X here. So you've got this triangle here. And they're asking you to reflect this across the y-axis. Now the y-axis is this one right here. It's this central line here. So we're going to be reflecting across that. So everything's going to be on the opposite side. So point U is one away from the y-axis, one to the left. Now it's going to be one to the right. So you're going to have a point right over here. Point X is 2 to the left. Now it's going to be 2 to the right. And point E is 3 to the left. Now it's going to be 3 to the right. The same locations, but on the opposite side of the Y. And now you just connect your dots. And there you go. This is oh my God, I can't do straight lines. This is this triangle reflected across the y-axis. Not the x, but the y-axis. So that's number 7. Pause it if you need to, and we're going to move on to number 8. We'll redo the grid lines. Boom, boom. Okay, so number 8. You have this object here that has here a dot that's X. It's another triangle. Here, that's W. And then you have, looks like V, hard to tell, but it's right over here. Again, yours is like right at the edge of your grid, but mine is not because I have a much larger grid to work with. Okay. So there we go. So this particular triangle, and they're asking you to reflect this across, again, the y-axis, and the y-axis is this one right here that goes up and down, right? So let's do that. Every single point is going to be on the opposite side. So X, it's 1 to the left. Now it's going to be 1 to the right. W, it's 3 to the left. Now it's going to be 3 to the right. The same height, just on the other side. And V is, what is that? 5. Yeah, it looks like it's 5 to the left. Now it's going to be 5 to the right. And now just connect your dots. And congratulations, that is the reflection across Y. So, and I'll write down the rule, reflect across Y axis. So we did that. We reflected this across the Y axis. That's what it should look like. So that's number 8. Pause this if you need to. I'm going to be moving on to number 9 here. All right, let me redo. All right, so we're number 9. We're reflecting across the X, and you have this small little object here, 3, 2, so this is, you have Q here, you have right next to it U, and then you have really tiny, at least for me, C, and then right here, that's point H. Yeah, like for me, this is a tiny object to draw. All right, so this 4-sided object is going to be reflected across the x-axis. Now the x-axis is this one right here, the one in the middle, the one that goes left to right, right? So we're going to be reflecting across that. So every single point is going to be on the other side. So for example, Q is 2 to the bottom of the x-axis. Now it's going to be 2 to the up. U is, again, 2 to the bottom. Now it's going to be 2 to the up. C is 3 off the bottom. Now it's going to be 3 above. And H is 4 below. Now it's going to be 4 above. Connect your dots. And congratulations, this is the mirrored object for number 9. Just everything is on the other side of the X. All right. Again, yours is going to be right at the edge of your grid. Mine is not, just the way the grid lines are. Can I zoom in on the grid lines? Oh, I guess I can. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, okay. Well, I'll do that from this point forward. So let's erase this. Okay. Number 10. So you have this object here that is, let's see here, you've got a point here. Oh, that's so much better. I should have done that from the start. Oh. P, T, and then I up here. Connect these dots. Yeah, definitely should have done this from the start. Okay, so they're asking us to reflect this across the X. Again, it's going to be the same object, so reflect across, oh my God, I can't write. Oh my God, I can't write, across X axis. So everything's going to be on the opposite side of the X. So F is 1 above the X, now it's going to be 1 below. I is, what is that, 5 above, now it's going to be 5 below. Right, that's 5 below, yeah. P is 2 above, now it's going to be 2 below. And T is 4 above, now it's going to be 4 below. And congratulations, this is the mirrored object across the x-axis. That's much closer to what you will see on your paper. All right, let's go ahead and do number 11. Pause this if you need to. Erase this out real fast. Fix some of those grid lines. Okay. All right, number 11. You have point K right at the center. Then point B right here. Point U is, what is that? 4, 2. Right here. And then point R right here. Let's connect these. It's a four-sided object, and we're asked to reflect this across the Y. Now remember, the Y-axis is this one right here. It's the yellow one. So we're going to be reflecting it across that. So let's do that. U is going to be, it's 2 to the right of the Y. Now it's going to be 2 to the left. R is 4 to the right. Now it's going to be 4 to the left. K stays where it is because it's on the actual axis. It can't move. It's not anywhere to the right or left to begin with, so it's not going to go anywhere. B is 1 to the right, so now it's going to be right here, 1 to the left. Now connect your dots. And there you go. This is the mirrored object for number 11. So pause it if you need to, and we're going to move on and do the last one. So let's go ahead and do that. For number 12. Zoop. Zoop. All right. Should have zoomed in earlier. All right, so here for number 12, you have point B, which is this one. Then you have point S, which is this one. You have point C, which is here, and you have point R, which is all the way down here. Let's connect. Okay, all right. So, and they're asking us to reflect this across the X. So remember, the X-axis is this one right here that runs through the middle. So we're going to be reflecting it across that. So every single point is going to be on the opposite side. So this one is a little tricky, so pay attention. So point S is 1 above the X-axis. So now its reflection is going to be 1 below. Point B is 2 above, so its reflection is going to be 2 below. And point B is going to be where point C was, right here. It's a little weird, but that's, B is 2 above, right? It's 2 above the x-axis. Now it's going to be 2 below the x-axis. So point R is, what is that, 4 below. So now it's going to be 4 above. I should even label these. I could definitely label these. And point C is going to be, it used to be 2 below, now it's 2 above. So essentially, point B and C flipped. That's like the best way you can think about it. They just flip positions. So now connect your dots and boom. The green, and again, it's kind of difficult to see because the two are like sitting on top of each other, but the green is the reflection of the white four-sided shape being reflected across the X. So there you go. That's number 12. All right, thank you.